Hello guys, I'm so excited today. I don't know why, but moving on. This tutorial is just for dashboard design. So this is what we have. This was what we're able to, rough sketch, and this is what our final product looks like. So from that to this, like, are you feeling the change in design? Which one do you think is better, the previous one or this one? Anyways, if you feel this one is better, then stick around. Let me show you how I got this beauty. Remember, we're working with this, and this dashboard is basically this particular one that I also did here. So I don't know if you've seen this Power BI end-to-end tutorial video I made. We are using the same data set, which is Power BI's sample data set. We use that to achieve this. So if you'd love to see this tutorial, this particular one, since we're using the same data set, you can see, you'll get the link from the description box below, and it will also be showing up right now. Okay, so moving on, we're using the same data set, but we're coming up with different designs. So I'm just going to open a new page. Now, this new page, the first thing you want to do is to go to format your report page. We're going to change our canvas settings. Come here, get a custom one, change the height pixel to 1300 and change the width to 2000. Now we want something bigger, bigger in height and in width. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is to come to the Canva background. We're using something dark, right? So let's go in with this dark color, the third one. And then we're going to reduce transparency to say 9 or 8. All right, so we're going to make do with this for now. Next thing you quickly want to do, come to set button and go to your shape, get your rounded rectangle. If you know me now, you know I love rounded rectangle. It just gives beauty to your work. So spread this all across, and the space you should leave has to be even. Okay, it's part of the beauty. Details matter. God, me saying this detail matters just reminds me of Richer. I don't know if anybody has seen Richer. So in Richer showing on Prime Video always says, in an investigation, detail matters. Anyways, coming to this rounded rectangle, I'm just going to reduce it and leave it at 3. You can see it's not the same size. This side is bigger than this. So I'm just going to, work on that. Okay, I think I'm almost there. I think we're fine at this point. So now, next thing I want to do is come to style, change this color to black. I'm just going to make the transparency like 10. Not like it's going to matter a lot, but it just has a little something. I'm going to turn off this border color, and I'm going to go in with the shadow. But now I want to, customize my shadow. So I'm going to come here. I'm coming to custom. I'm going to reduce the transparency. I'm going to increase the blur to 30. And then I'm going to make the angle in 90 degrees. I'm going to make it 90. I'm going to make the distance like 30. Let me put it at 40. Okay, so this is what we have. Something more centralized. Now you can see that the shadow effect has made this shape come forward a bit. All right, so this is it for now. Then the next thing we want to do is to choose our hex color. Guys, choosing colors for your dashboard is important. Most times I don't know all the colors, so most times I go to Google and choose best combination colors, and you're just going to see it's going to pop out there. Then I choose the one I know would suit me and whatever brand it is I'm working for. All right, so please, color combination is important. What we're going to do now is get another shape. So let's get this shape, and we're just going to make this small and fit them in. So I'm going to copy and paste it. So we're just going to make this small, and let me quickly format this. I'm going to come here. This is the color we're using. You can see the hex code FC F4D9. So you can copy that hex code and put it in. Okay, so this is the color we're using. I'm going to leave the transparency at 5, turn off the border color, add a bit of shadow, and I'm just going to push it. Then the next thing is to come to shape, reduce the roundedness. 7 is not bad at all. So I want it to be here. And then next thing I'm going to do is to copy and paste it in 4 places. Now 1, 2. Okay, I need to copy more. 1, 2. So this will serve as our orange. And this will be the one here. So we're almost getting there. Now I'm just going to quickly arrange this properly, okay? So if you take a look, you will see that these spaces here are not in the same proportion. In order to correct that, you can just hold your control button and, click this and this and this and this. And you go to your format, you go to align, distribute horizontally. And then you're going to see that the spaces are going to be the same, okay? So you can see the spaces are the same now. The next thing we want to do now is to start bringing in our values. So we're just going to get a scorecard and we're going to pull that, arrange it or make it smaller. And the first things first, we want to see our total sales. So we've already written the DAX measure for that. And this brings me to the point that if you want to know how I did all of this and you want to follow through with the tutorial project, please check the link in the description box below to work on that project. So let's just bring in the total sales, and this is it. The next thing we need to do now is to turn off this category label and to reduce this to say, let me do 30. Okay, the next thing I want to do is to go to general and make this transparent. I'm just going to push this in here and put it up. So lastly, you go to your title, turn it on, and just give it the total sales. We're going to increase this. We're going to align it in the middle. Let me go back to my callout value and make this 35. Okay, not bad. So the next thing we want to do now, let me go back to this and make it 20. I'm an Oliver Twist. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do now is to copy and paste this thing we have formatted. 1, 2, 3. So I'm just going to push it all the way because we're going to be needing it, so we're going to be using it. Okay, so the next thing we want to see is the total cost of goods sold, because remember, as I always say, in your visualization, storytelling matters. So now we want to see our total cost of goods sold. And for that, we have this already. So we're just going to come here to add your visual, and we're going to get the total cost of goods sold, which we have written a DAX measure for. And this is it. So we'll just go back to our format your visual, go to your general, your title, and change this to total COGS. We're done with 2. The next thing we want to see is our total profit. So for that, we're just going to go back to add to your visual, go to total profit and put it here. And now we can see our total profit. So let's just go to format your visual, come to general, come to title, and change this sales to profit. Lastly, we want to see the most sold product. All right, we've written a DAX measure for that. You can also see that in the tutorial that I did. So for that, you can just come to add your visual, come to most sold products, come here, and you can see our most sold products. So we're just going to go to format your visual, go to general, come to our title, and change this title to most sold products. And there we have it. The next thing we want to do is we want to get the lines. So for this one, we want this one to have another color, which is the orange color, right? So just like something to contrast. So we're just going to come to style here, come here, and this is the orange color we're using, right? So you can copy that hex code. Look at the hex code, E9 8266. So because we have this orange color, we're going to come to this place and change and format the values and format the colors to white so it pops out. So we're going to come to format your visual, the colored value, and we're just going to change this to white. All right. Next thing we want to do is to go to the title, that is general, come to title, the text color, and make this white. So there we go. Okay guys, now the next thing we want to do is to see the line trend for total sales, total CGOS, total profit, and most sold product. So we're just going to come and get this line chart. So we have the line chart here. The next thing we want to see is the trend in sales from January, February, March, and all of that. So for that, we're just going to get our total sales and we're going to get our month name. So this is the trend in sales, but we have to format this immediately. So come to format your visual, come to your x-axis, turn off the title, turn off the values, come to your y-axis, turn off the values and turn off the title, go to your general, turn off the title, and then lastly, we're going to go back to our visual and go to lines. Here, make your line smooth. And lastly, go to your color and make this our brand color. So I keep saying lastly, but really this is lastly. The last one we're going to do is making this transparent, and we're done. So just make this tiny and push this in here. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Now we're done with this. We're just going to copy and paste this so it gets easy for us. So I'm just going to push this. I'm going to make this, leave this here because we're going to format the color. I'm going to push this here. I'm going to push this here. Okay, so for this particular one, now let's pick this. What we're looking for here is for the total CGOS. Okay, so we're going to come to our visual, and you know this is total sales, but that's not what we want. So we have to go get our total CGOS and turn off the total sales, and we can see the color. Let's just change this color. So we have to come to our profit as well and change from the total sales to our total profit. We want to see everything by profit. We want to see the trend by profit. And now we have this. So let's just format this color. Come to lines, come to colors, and get our orange. We're almost done. The next thing we want to see is most sold products, which is also our sales value. Okay, so we're just going to format the color of this one and put this. So we're going to drag this up, and this is what we have. So the next thing we want to do is we want to get the sales by the country and the sales by, let's go look at it. So we've been able to get this topmost part. The next thing we want to get is sales by country and sales by product. So for sales by country, let's just get our bar chart and push this in here. So what we want to see is total sales and the country. And there you go, there you have it. So we're just going to quickly format this so it looks like what we had there. Okay, so for that, you're going to come to format your visual. We're going to turn off the title for the y-axis and increase the font size. Okay, 12 is fine. We're going to come to the x-axis, turn off the value, turn off the title, and turn on the data labels. So when you turn it on, you go down, you press the arrow that brings it down, you press the arrow, then go to value, you increase what? You increase the font size. So after doing that, we need to come here and change this font to white because we are going to, make this transparent. Okay. Then after changing it to white, you go back to your x-axis and change this to white as well. Then the next thing is to go to our general, go to our title and change this to sales by country. Lastly, we're going to increase the font size, make it 20 or something. I think 20 is fine. 22. Then we're going to make this text color white as well and align it in the middle. Then not lastly though, go back to your visual, come to your bars and make this color our normal color, which is this. Then lastly, go to general, come to transparent, come to effects and make this transparent. Okay, so this is what you have. You can do a little bit of something here by coming to the visual and adding a spacing to the bars. This is the bar, this is the spacing. You can make the spacing like a lot more wider, something like this. Okay, so now we've been able to format this. So let's just copy and paste this. As you know, copying and pasting is so good because you don't have to format any of those things again. So now we have our sales by country. Let us get our sales by product. So all you need to do is come back to add to your visual. You're just going to remove this country and add product, and voila, there you go. So come back to your format your visual, go to your general, your title, and change this to sales by product. And guys, this is what we have. Okay, last thing we want to do is to get our line chart. And if you've watched to this point, then definitely you did enjoy this video. So you know what to do to help the ministry. Please subscribe. So now for our line chart, what we want to see is the trend, right? We want to see the trend of sales and the cost on goods sold by month. Okay, so we're just going to put in sales and the cost on goods sold, and we're going to put in our month name, and we can see this line right here. You can see the trend. You can see what happened in October, had high cost on goods sold as well as high sales. So let us just format this. You come to your format, your visual, go to your x-axis, increase this so we can see it. Okay, now this is good. We're going to make this white. We're going to turn off the title. Coming down to y-axis, we're going to turn off the title, go to values and increase the font. All right, the next thing we want to do is to go to our legend. We're going to put our legend in the top center. Okay, then go to the text and increase the font size for 10. This is about it. Come to grid lines, turn the grid lines off. Come to our lines, make the line make it smooth. The next thing we want to do is go to color, make this our brand colors, which is orange and this color right here. So we are almost getting there. We're going to turn on markers. We want these markers on our color. So we're going to go to general now, go to title. We're going to say trend of sales and COGS. By month. So we're going to increase the font of this. And we're going to align it in the middle. All right. So the last thing we want to do now is to go to effects and make this transparent. So we forgot to make this white. So for that, we're going to go back to our title. Where is our title? We're just going to make this the text color, make it white. And we're going to go back to our visual, go to your legend. we're in our legend, we're just going to make this white. And there you go. So we're also going to go to our x-axis, or rather the y-axis. We're going to go to our y-axis and make this white so that we can see our values. All right, so we're about that. Now this is what we have. The next thing we want to do is to get in our slicers. So this is our slicer, and this is where we're going to be putting our slicer. As you can see, I started from where this particular one ended. You know, you have to align properly in your visualization. That also matters. So for our slicer, we're just going to start by putting in our country. So we have our different countries. So in order to format this, which we're going to do, first things first, I want to go to the visual and increase the font. Now the font has been increased. I want to go to slicer header and also increase the font. Okay, 16 is not bad. Let me know if 18. Okay, 18 is okay. So next thing, I'm going to go to slicer setting and I'm going to make this a drop down. Okay. After that, we're going to come to value, which is this. We're going to make this writing white. So let's just make that white. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is to come to the background and make that background black. So let's just use this dark color here. The next thing we want to do is to change this background. Okay, so for that, we're going to go to general, we're going to go to effects, change this color to this. Okay, and now that we've changed this to this, you can see that this white color is disturbing. So we're going to come back to visual and go back to, this is our slicer header. So we're just going to change this color to this. So that works. Now, the next thing we want to do, go back to general, go to your shadow, but we don't want our shadow like this. So let us go customize it. Come to position, go to your custom, and let us customize this shadow how we want. We're going to make the blur to increase. Next thing, we want this at 90 degrees. We want it all over. Then we want the distance at 15. And I want the transparency. Now this transparency is not so bad. Let me leave it at 60. So I'm just going to push this and increase it. So this is what our slicer looks like. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is to come here and copy and paste this into two different parts, so we don't have to go through the stress of formatting anymore. So guys, this is what we have. Next thing we want to do is to come here. We don't want country everywhere. Now, the next thing we're going to get is the segment. Okay, so turn off this country and we're going to come to our third slicer and get our product. Turn off country. Now we want to simply get our date. So for that, just get a text box. The date of this the date in this data set, that is the date of this report, spanned through 2013 to 2014. All right, so with that in mind, let us get our dates. So I'm just going to come here, change my font to this and make this 28. I'm just going to write September 2013 to December 2014. So I'm just going to drag this here. And I'm going to make this, go to effect and make this transparent so it eases into the visual. Now this is it. So the next thing we want to do is to bring in our icon. That is the business icon. And for that, you can just easily go to your Canva. So this is my Canva where I got my icon. Okay, yeah. This is where I got my icon. So all you need to do is just really type e-commerce icon, and it came out, and I changed the name to what I wanted. I saved this and went to my remove.bg, remove the background. After doing that, I went to crop it in my gallery. And then I'm going to bring it in now. So just come to insert, go to your image, and I'm going to get my image, which is this. I'm just going to drag this. So this is the brand logo. I'm just going to, crop this. So if you can see, everything we are doing, we actually had the brand logo in mind, because the logo has this orange thing going on, orange and black, and you can see the colors are intertwined. The colors are similar with the brand logo. Okay. So now we've kept the brand logo in, and to be honest, guys, we are actually done. The next thing we want to do is to come here, get a text box, and just write dashboard or sales dashboard or whatever it is you want to write. I'm going to make this 36, and I'm just going to write dashboard. Okay, then I'm going to come to color and just put this color here. Then I'm going to come to effect and make this transparent. Then I'll just push it up here. This is small, so I'm going to increase the font. Increase it to say 40. Okay, 40 is not bad. So this is it. Or you can decide to write sales dashboard, whichever one you want. Okay. The next thing we want to do, which is like the last thing, is to get another slicer. So let's get another slicer and put our year. So we have 2 years here, and we might want to see, or the stakeholders might want to see, things that happened in 2013 and things that happened in 2014. So this slicer is really important. Okay. So for the slicer setting, we're going to turn off the slider because we don't want the slider. Then we're going to turn off the slicer header as well. Let me just push this. I'm going to put this here. Then we're going to go to the values, increase them 2013, 2014. Okay, we're going to make this white. All right, the next thing I want to do is to come to general and make this background transparent. And this is what we have for our slicers. So we're just going to push this here. And this is our slicer. Now we can as well make this background a little bit darker. Come to your canvas background and also make the transparency darker. Or make this, let's change this color to this, and then increase the transparency. I think this works. Yes, I like the dark vibe it's giving. This is what we have, and to be honest, this looks beautiful. I hope it looks beautiful in your eyes as well. And would you be creating it? Let me know in the comment section if you will be creating the visual and if you like the visual. Okay, please tell me that in the comment section. So thank you all for sticking around. If you've watched to this point, then definitely you did enjoy this video. So you know what to do to help the ministry. please subscribe. It is free. Like my videos so YouTube algorithm can show a lot more people. And if you know anybody that would benefit from dashboard designs, please share this video to them. Okay, thank you so much. You can also comment and tell me what you'd like to see next, and I'll definitely do that for you. Thank you guys, and I'll see you in my next video.